Good afternoon, Evan. How are you today, kid?
Oh, I'm great. This is a very special day for me.
I thought you'd come in very upset today.
Well, I was upset, but then I started to realize something. I remember saying this to my wife early on in our relationship. I said, I can't wait to spend all the different seasons with you. And I meant sports seasons. And you and I are getting to do that. This is our first beginning of football season together.
Oh, make me all moist and horny, Evan.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, so listen, football, of course. How could you not, right? It starts in 2 days. Jets and Giants, a myriad of questions. Who's playing? Who's not playing? Will the defenses be any good? Will the offensive lines be any good? We'll get to all that stuff. But there's some low-hanging fruit first. I think we can attest to that. And that's baseball from this weekend. And no particular order because God knows there's enough to get into without getting into the weeds and breaking down specific plays from Thursday or Friday since we weren't here for the weekend. But a couple things just overall that I took out of this Labor Day weekend of baseball, okay? And that is the New York Yankees are foobarred if they think they're winning a World Series. They have no bullpen now. And what we thought was a strength is now a weakness. That's my point number one.
I 100% agree with you, sir.
All right.
So far, so good. Jonathan Loaisiga going down with an injury in a lot of ways is one of the most significant non-cold injuries the Yankees could face because it changes every dynamic about this bullpen. Nobody trusts Aroldis Chapman. I don't even trust Chad Green. And so you're right. The thing that's been their strength the last few years is now a major liability.
Number two, Steve Cohen hates all of you. Because for him to go out on Twitter over the weekend after Baez had, 3 or 4 really good games in a row, defensively the great play, obviously the bats red hot, and for him to come out on Twitter and basically challenge everyone going, where are all you Twitter experts now talking about Baez, shows me again that he is nothing today but a ass-kissing owner who wants to be buddies with the players and does not represent the fans the way all Met fans thought he would and or should.
Here's the problem with that tweet, okay? When the Mets win a big game, we are here. Now we're here because the summer's over. When the Mets lose a brutal game, we are here, okay? I've got to answer for it. You have to answer for it. I don't like this. I'm going to helicopter in and make a smart-ass comment when I feel like it. Because what I would ask Mr. Cohen is this. Do you have a comment on Edwin Diaz? Would you like to add something about what we all experienced yesterday afternoon? You got something to say? Because we're all ears. I know I have something to say. So that's my issue with that.
And God forbid a Met fan complains about Edwin Diaz, then the owner's going to come out after Edwin Diaz maybe saves the next game, and he's going to go, oh, where's all the complaining now?
And also, Craig,
he's out of touch. He's been out of touch since he bought the team, in my opinion.
Well, the other thing is, maybe I'm wrong about this, but didn't Steve Cohen tweet a few weeks ago the same thing he was criticizing a few days ago? Wasn't he, quote, one of the Twitter experts?
Yes, he was.
When he started talking about the Mets OPS and lack of patience and the numbers don't lie. So he's one of the guys that you would think he's referring to with that tweet.
Here's the big thing Met-wise that I can't get over. And if you're a diehard Met fan, you can bring it to the table right now out of the gate because I'm sorry. I don't get it. And you can yell and scream at me all you want. You decided to be a Yankee fan. Fine.
Am I going to yell and scream at you?
I think you're actually going to be in lockstep with me.
Okay, let's see.
I think we're starting this new season of Carton and Roberts on the exact same page.
Okay.
Other than our football predictions, which we'll get to in a bit. Okay? Mm-hmm. You're a diehard Met fan. You're a sinking ship, and then all of a sudden the schedule turns in your favor, and you start doing what you should do, and that's beat lesser teams if you view yourself as a potential playoff team. All good in that regard. I'm not taking a shot at them at all. Here's what I don't get, and what would irk me to my core, and it's something we brought up to Luis Rojas last week, because it didn't make any sense to me then, and it certainly didn't make any sense to me after the doubleheader the other day. Mm-hmm. And that is this. You have 25, 28 games to play in the season. You have gotten yourself back into a spot where, who knows, you might be able to catch first place and the Atlanta Braves and get into the postseason. That is on the table. Well earned. How in the world do you explain to diehard Met fans who pay $1 gazillion to go watch your team play that Baez and Lindor are not in a lineup?
Get over here and hug me.
I just don't understand that. Like, what are you waiting on? You're running out of time. And both guys, by the way, are red hot.
Dude. There is not
How do you play an inning, let alone a damn near entire game, and in this case, a 7-inning game, and have Baez and Lindor sitting on the bench? How do you do that? I couldn't believe it.
Oh, you couldn't believe it?
Could not believe it.
You couldn't believe it?
It was a reminder of me making the right decision.
Well, wait a second.
Except I've got the opposite feeling about the Yankees. I'll get to that in a second.
Except Aaron Boone says sometimes Giancarlo can't play the outfield in back-to-back days.
And I yelled and screamed
No,
about
you're
it.
right.
Much like I'm going to yell and scream about Gleyber Torres being forced into the lineup when the guy can't hit, he can't field.
You want to come over here? I'll kiss your bald head.
I
Would you like that?
I want a big wet kiss in my mouth.
Dude, there is no.
It's not from you.
From Lukey? From CMAT?
Nobody in these two rooms. No, thank you, sir.
There is no Met fan alive who, after witnessing the New York Mets blow a 9-0 lead, historic in nature, then proceed to survive anyway. Thank God. I mean, my stomach couldn't take it. There's not a Met fan alive who, when they saw the lineup for Game 2, said, gee, I get that. Francisco needs a little bit of a break. Javier needs a little bit of a break. Every Met fan, when they saw that lineup, and I jotted it down in my scorebook, and I said, ooh, it's fun. It's a night. I'm not working tomorrow. Great. Let me put my lineup together on this Saturday night. And I looked at this lineup, and I saw J.D. Davis hitting cleanup, and Kevin Pillar batting fifth, and Jonathan Villar playing shortstop, and Luis Guillorme at second base. I looked at this and said, is this guy effing kidding? I mean, is this guy serious? I actually thought to myself, they better be hurt. Like, there better be a real reason why Baez and Lindor aren't in this game. Now, they weren't hurt because they pinch hit in the 7th inning.
They both did.
And they didn't do anything, and I understand that. But you have to play every game as if the season is on the line, because it is. Like, if you ask me, hey, Evan, what do you think of the last 11 games? The Mets have won 8 out of 11. I would tell you it's not been enough. They needed to win 10 out of 11.
Sure.
They're not in any position to lose a game here or there. And for this manager to actually think it's a good idea to take his stars who have been playing well and put their asses on the bench in a 7-inning game, a 5-inning game, in a 13-inning game, I don't care who the hell's on the mound, Josh Rogers, whomever, was mind-boggling, and as a Met fan, drove me nuts. I mean, from that aspect, I knew they were going to lose, which, of course, they did by 1 run.
That's right. 4-3 was the final in that game. Now, you got to assume they would have been better offensively with those two guys in the game.
You think so?
And I'm looking at saying to myself, maybe they don't care. Maybe they don't want to be like, did Lindor and Baez go to Luis Rojas and say, hey, Skip, we're playing tonight. We're not out of the lineup. We got 25 games to go, whatever the number is. We want to play. We give our team a better chance to play. And that's just another disconnect between this team and this fan base. And I watched it again. I said to myself, you're the smartest son of a bitch in town because you picked the Yankees. And then, of course, I try to watch the Yankees play baseball, and they're back to their old May selves again.
How'd that happen?
Not scoring any runs, losing to lesser teams, blowing big leads multiple times in a game. Aroldis Chapman can't find the strike zone. Loizaga's out now. We got a shortstop who can't play shortstop. And we got Gallo can't get a hit, right?
He's a mess.
And all the things that felt so good about the New York Yankees literally 2 weeks ago have all gone backwards on us, and now we're barely hanging on. And yes, yesterday, thank God for those Tampa Bay Rays, down 7-1.
Now you're rooting for them.
You're damn right I am. The Rays can't win enough for me, because if the Rays, down 7 runs, decided to just go to sleep and say we're up by with 30 games over 500.
You're behind the Red Sox.
We'd be behind the Red Sox.
Wait a second.
Who, by the way, have more wins than us right now.
No, they do, and the Yankees are still a half game ahead. But let me ask you this, because right now, the Yankees still, despite coming out of this winning streak and playing terrible baseball, which is stunning to me. I did not see that coming.
Nobody saw it coming. By the way, I'll tell you that they didn't see it coming.
And by the way,
especially with you got the Baltimore effing Orioles.
I know. Well, that's the thing.
They lose to everybody by a lot.
Yes.
And they take 2 out of 3. What are we doing?
Think about this. You start the losing against the A's, who have not played good baseball recently. You lose a series to the Angels, a sub-500 team, and obviously the Orioles debacle. But are you trying to tell me right now, and I respect if you are, that home field advantage in the wild card game is a big deal?
You asking me?
Yeah, because
Listen,
for
I always
you to
rather
be-
play the game at home, but at the end of the day, I don't know if it really means
At the
anything.
end of the day,
to be fair.
at the end of the day, assuming the Yankees don't completely collapse and blow a wild card spot, and I don't think they will. I don't think the Mariners or the A's are catching them, or even the Toronto Blue Jays, though the Blue Jays are hot and they're only 3 games back. If they're in a playoff game,
Yeah.
what you already know is that Garrett Cole's going to pitch it.
And
Your
that's a
guy.
win. That's my W.
Well, no, I wouldn't say it's a
Guys,
win.
by the way, the guy has quietly put together a Cy Young season. And you guys can all yell and scream, and I did about the spider tack earlier.
Mm-hmm.
If it ended today, the Mets don't have the Cy Young Award winner. The Yankees do.
Yeah, and I understand that.
That's my main man, Garrett
Is
Cole.
it your main man?
No, not
I was
really.
doing some
I
research.
can't lie about it. He's not. He's just too uncomfortable.
I found an audio clip of you before I play it, because I'm not going to necessarily play it. Do you want to admit that a few months ago, you demanded,
What did I say?
and I have the audio, I'm just warning you.
This is fun.
You like this? It's fun?
You have too much time on your hands.
I do.
apparently.
It's scary, isn't it?
Good.
That you demanded Garrett Cole be traded. Do you remember that?
I demand that he be traded?
Yeah.
I was probably the right thing to say at the time.
Was it?
I've said a lot of things here. I don't remember half of them.
So you don't remember it?
I usually wait for the morning guys just to rerun them. And then I remember that I said it years ago.
It's up to you, though. I don't have to play this clip if you just want to admit it.
That's
It's up to
almost
you.
like blackmail is
All
what
right,
that is.
let's see if
well,
this
no,
is-
perhaps. I didn't say yes, play it.
Okay.
I mean, do I get a preview of it off air first?
No.
Or no.
No.
So
I already told you
all
the
right.
gist of it.
Play it. I
Let me
don't
make sure
think
this is the right clip. Maybe
Let's
this is
hope
something.
it is.
Hold on.
Cole doesn't throw at him, I trade him.
There you go.
Oh, no, that's totally out of context.
Why? If Garrett Cole doesn't throw at him, I'd trade him.
Yes.
He didn't throw at Josh Donaldson.
It was the Josh Donaldson.
That's right.
Right.
You
Donaldson.
demanded Garrett Cole be traded.
Donaldson had outed him. He was going after Garrett Cole with the spider tag. They were playing Minnesota.
That's
not
right.
only did they not throw at Donaldson, he hit the home run to beat him.
That's right.
In the last game of the series.
Guy being talked about.
Yes.
What's this?
If Garrett Cole doesn't throw at him, I trade him.
Yeah.
Trade him.
I stand by that.
Boom.
Although he is our horse, and God knows you need a big start out of him tonight.
Oh,
Because
yes,
if
you
Steven
do.
Matz and the Blue Jays beat the Yankees tonight, I know exactly what's going to happen tomorrow. Every Yankee fan's going to be calling in. Cashman sucks. Boone's got to go.
Well,
blah, blah, blah.
In fairness, and I don't want to pick on squarely Aaron Boone, how in the world do you ever hand the baseball to Andrew Haney in a big spot with a lead? How? Why? And this
Yeah.
is on Cashman, too. They made a trade for Andrew Haney. And I remember at the time, you even looked at me and said, Evan, I'm not sure about Andrew Haney. What is he? And I said, he's not good.
He says
He's
he gives up a lot of fly balls, you
Yes,
told me.
he's a back of the rotation guy's not very good. He has been a disaster. Sometimes you've got to admit mistakes. The Toronto Blue Jays traded for Brad Hand. He wasn't very good. And they said, you know what? Let's just get rid of him. The New York Yankees have to admit a mistake. Andrew Haney can't pitch anymore. He should not be allowed to pick up a baseball and throw it at a hitter who's facing the Yankees.
Yep.
Banned. You have Luis Gil, who's coming back tomorrow. This guy hasn't pitched in a month for the New York Yankees. Yet Andrew Haney's got to be out there every few days.
Yeah, I agree with you. Well, listen, we got lots to do. We'll get your take on all of it. It's been a long weekend. Those of you celebrating the Jewish New Year, Happy New Year to you. Love to have all your calls, Yankees, Mets. And we got a lot of football coming up today as well because bang, bang, boom, bing, roopy, boopy, boop. You know how it goes.
pretty
Football is back.
Yeah.
We got answers. We got questions. We got you on the phones. 877-337-6666.